Hey everyone, Michael Kerr here with another 5 minutes with. In this case, I have Ashlee Nelson with me, an event planner. She is the owner and founder of Curated Events, coming to you from Chicago. Ashlee, thank you for joining us. Now, you caught my eye because you did this great post on LinkedIn a few weeks ago that kind of went a little viral. Lots of feedback, lots of comments, where you ranted about some of the things that drive you batty that you see in events. So I would love to hear those. Like let's hear your rant of the annoying things that bug you at events, at conferences.
I love it. So I'm here for it. And let me just preface this by saying I plan every single event with the guest in mind. So all of these, I know there's people and stakeholders and all that apply to events, but my heart is for guests. And so I don't want to be embarrassed if I'm attending your event
Right.
and you are asking me to high five my neighbor, if you are asking me to massage my neighbor, if you're asking me to do anything to my neighbor that involves physical touch, I do not want anything to do. If you are asking me to get into a conga line, if you want me to dance to get the energy up, all of these things that are super awkward are painful for introverts. And I would even argue painful for 75% of your audience who are not, in on the dance party.
Is it fair to say you cringe sometimes?
I cringe. I
You cringe.
cringe. I will look the other way. I will plead and I will tell my clients, please, for the love, do not just hire a professional speaker. They are amazing and they will not do, most of them will not do these cringeworthy things.
And it's a great point about the introverts. And I hear complaints about this all the time from companies that I talk to about humor in the workplace and workplace culture, where the introverts
Mhm.
always say they do these events, but they never consider the introverts. So we have to
It's so
include them in
true.
the planning. Is that fair to say? And make sure there's events that are appropriate for them.
Oh, absolutely. And I think even so many people, because they want their guests to have a great time. And so a lot of hosts just kind of don't know when they're making these mistakes. But I feel like networking is so forced. There are these awkward icebreaker questions that are like, hey, what's your spirit animal? What's a fun fact? What's a deep fact? And it's like, unless you're a twin, unless you personally know Michael Jordan, I honestly think there's better questions out there. And I'm happy. I can give you a list of just so many different questions where it's like you're actually engaging with your guests versus just telling them to spout out some random facts that they're going to probably make up on the spot.
Okay, so do you have a good question, a favorite question you can share right now?
So what I actually like to do, depending on the size of the audience, is matchmake. And so you kind of put people together. You're a CEO, you're a CEO. Awesome. Let's connect you two. So you have a kind of a buddy before. And questions that I like to ask are what brought you to this event? What excites you the most about being at this event? Even family questions. You have kids. I feel like so many of the awkward questions are summer camp questions where it's like, I have not answered this question since I was in sixth grade.
Oh, that's awesome. How about the old? So I'm thinking of some of the things that annoy me too. Like one of my big pet peeves is when the speaker
Mhm.
says, "I can't hear you," and they're trying to get
Yes.
the response from the audience. Oh, I roll my eyes internally, and I'm pretty sure externally every time that happens.
Oh, it's terrible. Anytime someone asks you to do the wave, anytime someone asks you to do a dance on stage. I mean, I really could go on. There's just so many things at corporate conferences that I feel like they're just filling time versus actually engaging with your audience.
Yeah, yeah. So you're all about. I suspect a more serious level of engagement, engagement that actually works, right? I mean, there's good engagement, right? There's all sorts of great things we can do to engage audiences.
Exactly. And I really think even now events are changing and I'm only in my 30s, but even when I was doing this in my early 20s, it was very much content the whole day, 8 to 5 content. And that's all you did. No networking, no table talk. And now I think events are more collaborative. People want community. They want to talk to their neighbors. They don't want to do weird icebreakers and weird conga lines and all of that. They really want to get down with the people that are there because half the time you're spending all this money to attend the event. I feel like they should be just focused on, engaging with the people who also paid a lot of money to attend the event.
Right. So you've mentioned conga lines twice. So I think you have a
They
real
get to
beef with
me.
conga.
They get to me. It's so funny. I know. It's so true. I can't. Just do not make me. I'm an introvert. So, I mean, all of these things are very much, they're near and dear to my heart. The things that I've experienced,
Right.
even attending events that aren't events I'm hosting for my clients.
Right. Right. I'm an introvert as well, which surprises people. I can get
That
up in front
does.
of an audience of 1,000 people, no problem, and be very energetic and humorous. But I am a hardcore introvert, so I can relate to the pain some people sometimes feel at these things. So anything else
Hmm.
that drives you nuts that you can think of that just bothers you because it's such a fun topic.
It really is. And I think, we're talking about the large conferences where there's speakers on the stage and it's a whole big group of 500 people that are doing all the awkward stuff. But I even think in the smaller conferences where it's maybe you have 20 people, or maybe if it's a company, a company retreat where you're having all of your people who work for your company come be together. I think when you're using the word retreat, it shouldn't be a day that's from 8 to 8 p.m. and you have a 5 minute break where you have to go, go out to dinner. I feel like if you're using the word retreat, it needs to be a retreat, it needs to be a respite. You need to keep that in mind. Half the time events are just to get your people face to face, all of that. So wouldn't you want to have time being face to face and not stuck in meetings from 8 to 5? I
Exactly.
feel like,
Yes. Yes.
it
So
could have been
high
a Zoom.
quality, good interaction, good connections. Thank you so much,
Exactly.
Ashlee. We heard the
Thank
music, so we're going to
you.
get you out of here. Thank you
I
so
love
much
it.
for being here. Thank
I
you.
love it. Thank you.